Nice. All right, let's get into it. A little bit of a late start today, but it's Mother's Day. I was running around doing some other errands, dropping stuff off to my mom at work because, of course, she has to work today, which is insane to me. But regardless, what's going on, everybody? WakoBako here. What's going on? I see right on cue. Just got back into the office. Um, all right, so as you can see by the thumbnail, we have a whole bunch of mail to go through. Should be a fairly short stream. We got a couple packages that came through from eBay. This one I'm a bit nervous about, and I'll explain why in just a second. But this should be fun. And then we have our other most recent CGC submission that came back. If you guys checked out the stream on Friday, we saw that we did the review or recap for 58, or I'm sorry, 57. I said that because I'm really looking at 58. But we're going to go through 58 today. It is only a 5 card submission, but they're all really, really old Pokemon cards. So hopefully we have some good luck there. So I'm going to start with, let's start with the mail, and then we'll end off with the graded cards. I do have my sleeves ready, which shout out to Superior Fit Innovations. I keep buying stuff from them. They have some absolutely amazing holders. Again, it's very simple, right? I use these ones specifically for all my graded cards, and then they have stuff for even top loaders, the one touches, packs, whether it's regular packs or it's the sleeve blisters. But so I'm going to start with this one here. This came over from Ram. Um, the reason I want to start with this one, and I'm going to compare it to this very quickly, right? And I'm usually pretty laid back when it comes to shipping stuff, right? Especially because I ship stuff all the time. I was selling on eBay for years. Um, and I guess I can be very particular about certain things. So if you look at this here, it's the same size bubble mailer, right? And this is the reason why I'm comparing this. This one looks a little bit more robust, right? Seems like there's some kind of padding in there. This one's pretty flat, and that's what I'm nervous about. Because spoiler alert, I bought some more graded cards. Um, so that's where I was nervous because even if you just do this right, it's literally just sitting in there. There's literally no padding besides the bubble mailer. This one here, at least they folded the bubble mailer over a bit, right? So it can actually fit with all the padding. I think this one here, even if they folded it over, right? Look, that's the top of the graded card. You can still fit the label there. That would have been a bit more secure than what I got. But anyway, let's look at this. Let's see if it's not damaged or anything. Um, but again, I was just nervous because, again, I mail stuff all the time, especially when I had the business. Yes, technically, this is a bubble mailer and it's secure, but it's kind of not because people are just going to be throwing this stuff around. And there's no on there that says fragile. So they could be throwing around this graded card. That's why I'm nervous. So at least they put it in a team bag, which I'm going to immediately replace. Um, but yeah, I want to show that for comparison because, again, when I was looking at all this stuff when I got back, obviously I was gone all week. Um, Yeah, I just immediately compared it to this because again, it's the same size bubble mailer, but one's a little more secure and protected than the other. As you can tell, this is a pristine CGC graded card. Um, that's also why I was a bit nervous too, um, especially with something that has potential to be expensive. Whether it is expensive or not, it just you have to properly ship these things, and I feel like it's more and more of a problem as more and more people get into the hobby and more people start selling or doing their own small business, which, hey, I'm a huge supporter of small business, right? That's why I buy a lot off eBay and TCG Player. um, but again, it's worth mentioning right now, am I going to leave some huge terrible review on this person's eBay store? I mean, unless there's some cracks or some damage on it, probably not. um, but it's just one of those things where, like, just take the extra second. Like, it really does make a difference. So anyway, let's show off what this is here. I think you guys are gonna be excited to see what came in today. I'm between the mail I got and the stuff I'm waiting to see from CGC. It's gonna be an all around awesome day either way. But let's flip this first one over in three, two, one. Ooh, nice. So I don't see any damage here, which is nice. I don't even see any like scrapes or scratches on it. So if you guys remember, I submitted a full submission of the Mega Attack rares from the Japanese set Mega Dream EX. Unfortunately, we didn't pull all pristines, so I went back through and tried to buy some of the ones I was missing. So I'm actually gonna grab the ones that I had previously, so you can see if you didn't catch that stream, obviously go check it out. It was a great one. Definitely one of my better CGC submissions that I've had. Um, but it's worth noting. So let me grab this real quick. All right. All right. So let me move this off to the side. So it was, secure. There's no cracks or damage on it, luckily. But again, that much room to move stuff around, you're just asking for problems. Will I buy from the again? Probably not, but that's just me. All right. So what's going on, Hilario? How we doing? Just getting started, so you're not late. So let me move this off the side. So these were all the mega attack rares I graded previously, right? Again, we had a pretty good streak. So there was the 10 there. So now I have a 10 and the pristine. Um, so that was the whole thing, right? Swapping out what I could, right? Gem there, pristine, 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 which was huge. And then we ended off on a little bit of a low note, even though I'll gladly take these grades. But move these off to the side. We're about to see how we did better. So, oh, for sure, yeah. And I still have a set in the binder as well. So I have actually two more sets. So I have now a full graded set. I have a non-graded set, and then I have a set in the binder for the actual set that way. So yeah, try to get them while they were cheap because now they're going to get more and more expensive, especially the English ones. Which good luck with those. Um, All right. This one, again, same style bubble mailer, way more secure. So shout out to this seller, good old Cam Griffin from Tampa, which is awesome because I live just south of them. I probably should have just went to the shop and grabbed it, but it's all good. Maybe they didn't have a storefront. Who knows? But yeah, I really like the mega attack rares. So I wanted to try and get these knocked out, especially while they were cheaper. All right. So let's see how this one did. All right. And again, I'm not going to complain about that. That's pretty secure, right? I always put sleeves on after the fact. So that's just more of a OCD thing for me. But it's just another layer of protection, right? Majority of these end up going back into the boxes um, that I keep them in. So like the CGC boxes like this, I hold on to all these. I am working on trying to get a replacement for these. There are some very, very nice. I don't want to know if it's actual glass or maybe just like some kind of plexiglass or plastic, but yeah, I'm working on something to replace all the cardboard with these plastic or acrylic cases. So keep an eye out for that. All right, next one. Let's flip over and see what we got next. Oof, there we go. Very, very nice. So there is the Mega Gardevoir. Again, just to show the previous one. We got the gem previously, and now we have the pristine. I'm assuming you guys are going to pick up on the theme here of what I was doing with this, with these pickups from eBay. There's going to be one surprise in here. I know that for sure because it's something that um, you don't ever see, and I don't think anyone would be expecting me or expecting to see it, especially as a graded card. So I'm not going to spoil too much outside of that, but yeah, it's going to be awesome. And then again, we still have cards that are fresh from CGC. Picked them up on Friday. Haven't looked at them. Haven't looked at the paperwork or anything. I'm just trying to surprise myself. So on to the next. I don't. Let's see if this works. They very rarely do. Okay. All right. I've actually proved myself wrong on this one. I was just about to say how these little pull tabs never work, but it actually worked that time. So good job, eBay. Don't get bought out by GameStop. I know that rumor is going around. Just don't. I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know. All right, next. And again, this is nice and secure too. The nice little bubble sleeve. It's got a little business card in there, and it's in a team bag, so very nice. 4-star TCG. Um, we'll see if you're going to get 4 stars or a 5-star rating. We're going to find out here in a second. And again, I like to give these smaller companies shout outs, right? I don't think I have any kind of major influence or impact, but hey, maybe they might get another sale or two just from me talking about them. So wish you the best of luck. Again, they got stuff on Instagram, eBay, YouTube, all that stuff. So there you go. Go check them out. All right. Another pristine CGC card. Just trying to wipe off. So usually what I'll do with these microfibers, right? Try and get in where the actual ridges are. That's where a lot of like the shop dust and any like random particles can get stuck in. So try and wipe that off, and then just very, very light wipe off the back. I'll do it to the front in a second. But let's flip over and see which one this is in 3, 2, 1. Ooh, nice. There we go. Good old Mega Scrafty. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of Scrafty by any means, but give him artwork. That artwork's pretty sick. Um, Someone let me know in chat if the music's too loud. That'd be greatly appreciated. Seems like it's loud for me, so I'm assuming it's gonna be loud for the stream. There we go. Pull that tab off. Nice and secure, looking super clean. And again, so previously, this is a pretty sizable upgrade for that one. We go back. We pulled an 8 on that one last time. So, and even in a 10, it's not crazy expensive. So that's why it was worth picking up. I'm glad I got some pristines in some of these other ones, right? Like the Charizard, um, like the Lucario, like the Gengar. Those ones are really, really expensive in that pristine. So definitely glad I was able to pull those. All right. So next, good old Zach Brown from San Antonio. All the times I've been to Texas, I've never been to San Antonio. All right. See what we got in this one. We just got one more bit of mail from eBay after this, and then we're going to get into the CGC submission number 58. Kind of crazy to think that I've done 58 submissions with CGC. By the end of the year, I'll probably be closer to 70 or 75, which is absolutely insane. I'll have to think of something really, really nuts to do for submission number 100. Will I submit 100 cards in that submission? I don't know, probably not, because it's crazy expensive. You can't hear the music? That's weird. Because I feel like it's pretty loud. Maybe it's just something on your end. Check your little slider on the bottom of the screen. So like somewhere in this area here, you have your little volume slider. Just check that. Maybe that's low. I don't know. Definitely sounds loud. Thanks for coming by, Web. Appreciate you. Of course, right when I tell you the music takes a pause. Trying to peek and see which one this is, right? Because it's only one of two other graded cards. I'm hoping it's the one that goes with this set and not the other super crazy, insane bind. But either way, they're both absolutely amazing. Think everyone will appreciate them, especially me because they're all in the personal collection. So let's see which one this is. Okay, cool, nice. And I use these as well. These are awesome. These are the Ding Defenders. So just to show you, see, I have them right here as well. See, these are really, really nice. They fit in bubble mailers very well. And it's just one other thing to keep things nice and secure. So there we go. Ooh, all right. And team bag already. Very, very nice. I'm going to put these off to the side. I'm going to hold on to those. I usually try and recycle what I can from these bubble mailers, right? Obviously, there's some stuff you're going to throw away, but okay. So this actually worked out very, very perfect because you guys were looking at what cards from that mega. Come on, where is it? From the mega actions. Come on. That we're still missing. This last one should be obvious, and it's one of my favorites. It's unfortunate I wasn't able to pull it myself, but again, I do have another set, so I'll try my luck again in the future at some point. Um, but again, I wanted to get all these in the pristines before all these got crazy, crazy expensive. I'm super glad that I was able to. Grab another sleeve here. No music. Interesting. All right. I'll try and turn it up a little bit because like I said it sounds crazy loud to me. Hold on one second. All right, how's that? Again, that sounds super loud to me. And that's with my right ear facing my computer, which is my bad ear. And it still sounds very loud. You think no music is better? Okay, I mean it's possible. I mean, I'll take you guys' feedback, so let me know. All right, let's show this one off. This one's super exciting. Again, last one that I needed. But let's see what it is in 3, 2, 1. Oh, an absolute beauty in the Mega Dragonite. Again, I'm not the craziest fan of the Mega form for this Dragonite, but so let's take all these and let's look at the whole set now. So move that out, move this in, move that out, move this in, move that out, move this in. And last but definitely not least, move that out and move this in. So now we have a complete set. Obviously, it's non in sequential order or serialized, but still, absolutely beautiful set of mega action rares, all in those beautiful pristine 10 CGC logos. Still think it's some of the best logos out there. That's just my own opinion, of course. But yeah, there we go. Super glad to have those. Got some secondaries and duplicates now, so got to figure out something I'm going to do with those. I don't know what just yet. Maybe I'll come up with some kind of crazy idea. Who knows? You guys can hear me though, right? Like it's you guys can actually hear me talk. I'm just making sure that there's no weird disconnect. Okay. Let's go here. Okay, I'm just making sure. You never know with YouTube; they could have did something crazy and just muted the entire stream. So, all right, off to the side with these. Let me turn this down if you guys can't hear it anyway. So, okay. Last but definitely not least, this one's super exciting. I'm glad this one's very, very protected. This came over from Card Kings in good old Virginia. You know, all the times I've been there, I get less and less of a fan of the place, but there's some good people out there, so shout out to them. I go up there all the time for military stuff, and it's just, I mean, it's a hub for a lot of stuff Navy. You know what I mean? So it's, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Virginia. Never really had a really enjoyable experience. Always up there for work stuff. All right. All right, so nice and secure, which I was hoping so. So, out of this batch, this is definitely the most expensive card, um, graded card that I purchased in a while. So, just to put in perspective of all the other mega actions that I got, um, this one is definitely more expensive. Um, I'm super excited about this. So, again, here you go, their business card. There you go. Go check them out. Again, they probably have a bunch of different websites, but I bought from eBay specifically. Okay, so this one. I have this card in a non-graded variant, but I saw this and they're already super rare as is. You don't ever see these. Oh, it's nice. It's already in one of the perfect fits. Team bags. Very, very nice. It's not a pristine, unfortunately. If this was in pristine, this would probably be 4 to 5 times more expensive than what I paid. But this, again, they're so hard to find. You don't ever see them. It's probably one of the rarest subsets in the Japanese Pokemon side of the house. Just to kind of tease this a little bit more. Um, It's a set that I'm slowly working on. I'm only missing like 6 cards out of the 48 card set. I'm really drum rolling this to see if people can figure out what I'm about to show you. Um, as I wipe desk off, or as I wipe dust off my desk, I need to clean up again. Um, all right. So anyway, without further ado, this is one that I'm so glad to add to the collection. It's one of my big three. And all right, no, you're good. What's going on, Fever? How we doing? No, we're. I still got some other stuff to go through. Went through some of the other stuff that came through on eBay, and then we still have the CGC submission to go through. So nope, you're good. Thanks for coming by. All right, I'm gonna flip this over in 3, 2, 1. Take a look at this. Absolute beauty. So 2001 Japanese web series, and it's not only the regular one, and this is the first edition. Good old Raichu. So awesome seeing this card in not only a non-hollow, but also with like the e-reader kind of border on it. Web series is a super niche subset. Think of it as like the greatest hits. They pull from all this stuff from like base set, the gym series, Team Rocket. Um, but yeah, to see this in a gem mint, especially the first edition one, is absolutely insane. Um, yeah, definitely a beautiful card for sure. Um, so no, funny enough, so I don't collect sports cards. It's funny because my grandfather was huge into sports cards, which I actually inherited his collection. Um, my uncle was huge into sports cards. He was into comics as well. He owned a shop for a while. But no, I'm not into sports cards. No. So I mean, so technically I collect sports, but just through like inheritance. I don't like go buy new sets or anything like that. Um, but yeah, so again, another absolutely beautiful card. Glad to add it to the collection. This might be one I show off on the desk, um, because I only have one other graded web series card, and it's the Blastoise, which I ended up buying raw and got it graded that way. But again, huge pickup here. Super excited to see that. On to the next. All right, again, CGC submission number 58. And yes, uh, from every point going forward, these are all employee submissions, which is kind of exciting. You know, I'd never thought I'd be working for a company like CGC. It's funny because I did business with them for a long time as a customer. It's cool to be on this side. So we pointed this out before, but they do have the new inserts in here, which is very, very awesome. I like this. Um, so it's just a little, informational. So only 5 cards in this submission. Now, again, just a critique. I'd rather see it be staggered, right? So it's like every other one because there's slots for 10 cards in here, obviously. I'd rather see it staggered. I mean, it's still way more secure than what PSA is sending out or Beckett is, but just personal preference there. So move this up and off to the side. Let's go right about here. Yeah, just so it's off screen. All right, starting with number 1. Again, Japanese vintage Pokemon. And just drum roll it even further, right? Um, First time submitting this for this year. Super excited to see it. It's all stuff I've had for a while. So let's start with number 1 in 3, 2, 1. Oh, okay, nice. I will gladly take that. So 1997. This is when Bandai was making Pokemon cards. They're actually called Pocket Monsters at that point in time. Um, but yeah, an 8 in this is really, really good, especially for a card that's 30 years old. Definitely see some stuff on the edges, a little bit of like some scuffs and stuff there, but yeah, can't complain about that. That's an absolutely beautiful card. I'm gonna wipe that off real quick. Um, but yeah, again, this is the first Raichu submission of the year. So and again, there's plenty more. I think I have like 5 or 6 more staged, and they're just kind of staggered through. I'll pull out the rotation list again here in just a minute. Just someone remind me as we get close to the end of the stream. But yeah, absolutely beautiful card. And again, for cards that are that old, I'll gladly take an 8. It's for the personal collection. Um, I can only imagine if there's any gems out there or any pristines, which would be nuts. Um, Oh, nice. Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, especially from that era. Yeah, no, that's exciting. I know a lot of like baseball cards and stuff from that time frame are really, really hot as well. So that's awesome. Yeah, hopefully you got some good stuff in there. But there we go. First card from this submission. Good old Raichu. All right. On to the next. Again, oh, I'm move this off screen. Sorry. Move this up and over. Trying to keep the setup a little organized here. All right. Next, again, number 2. Um, Oh, it was a Goodwill bulk buy. That's insane. Yeah, that's kinda crazy, Fever. Um, gotcha. I hear you on that. Yeah, as someone who was born in New Jersey, I know how, people feel about the Giants and the Jets, but, it is what it is, right? They were good for a very slight bit of time, and it's never been great since. All right, card number 2 of 5. I know I'm kind of dragging this out, but again, vintage Japanese Pokemon here. Let's see how this one did in 3, 2, 1. Oh, okay, nice, nice. I will gladly take that. Near Mint 7. Again, still Bandai. This is even older. This is 1996. Um, so this was kind of like first iteration, right? They did the red and blue set, or I'm sorry, red and green set with Bandai Pocket Monsters, and then they came out with what they call Part 3, which is like Series 3. Um, but yeah, very very iconic. Obviously, this artwork is the one that they used in a lot of the early sets of Pokemon. It's been reiterated a couple times, but Bandai did some very unique artworks as well. So, and again, the backs of these were super cool. Again, just something that you don't see on modern Pokemon cards. It would be cool if they had stats like this, right? Kind of treat them like sports cards almost. Um, gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I don't really keep up with sports. Dropped off of football a long time ago. I watched basketball when I was a kid, going through the '90s. Probably one of the best eras for basketball. Um, but yeah, I don't really watch too many sports nowadays. But yeah, this Raichu is absolutely insane. And it's cool because again, there's two different variants of this, right? There's the red version and the green version. So in theory, you would get these out of vending machines, which is cool because I think it's got the whole original 150. I don't remember. Oh yeah, there's a Mew. So yeah, the original 151. And to literally collect them all, you'd have to get the whole red set and the whole green set, which I have a binder for, which is just very slow process working towards collecting. But there we go. Very nice. Again, little, blast of the past. Um, Wabbit, I might. I may dig out some stuff that was specifically for me. Um, Again, I'm not into sports stuff, and it's a lot. When I say a lot, I mean like 50, 60 plus binders, huge, storage, boxes with all the cards. So it would be a huge undertaking to go through all of it. Um, yeah, for sure. No, that makes sense, Fever. No, no, I understand that. Yeah, it's just like even trading card games, right? Like there's people that are into Pokemon, people that are into Yu-Gi-Oh, One Piece, Magic. Unfortunate people that like the Disney one, Lorcana. What I mean? So no, I get that for sure. There's something for everybody. But even in Pokemon, right? There's something for everyone. People like vintage, some people like mid 2000s. Um, no, no, I appreciate that, Why, but I'm always open for feedback and suggestions. So, all right, on to the next. Only two more to go after this one. Again, vintage Japanese Pokemon. Excited about this one. Kind of tease what this could be, but we're about to flip it in 3, 2, 1. Oh, 6-5. Um, it's all right though, because again, this is the green version of this. So again, same card, same design, right? But this is just the green iteration of it. Um, Yeah, vintage. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I like all the WotC stuff for sure. I have a bunch of um very early on, like first series Pokemon stuff. I have a bunch of Japanese Pokemon stuff. I like some more of this obscure Japanese stuff as well. Because again, a lot of it was very, very exclusive to Japan, very limited. Um, this again, 6-5. I'm not gonna complain about that. I'm assuming there's some kind of dings dents. Um, I thought it was in a little bit better shape than that, but again, it's kind of tough with these. Um, But the good thing is, um, yes. And I'll put it this way, Fever, right? To protect myself, because I am an employee of CGC. I'm not gonna say anything about it, and just know that yeah, I've been looking into it, and it's kind of crazy. But that's all I'm really gonna say. Again, I'm an employee of CGC. I don't represent the marketing side of it or the social media or any of that stuff. I just work there and I have my own independent opinions. um, but yeah, now is a great time to submit with CGC if you haven't already. So I feel like it's always been I've always been a big fan for sure. um, yeah, card from 1996. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. So no, no, you're good, you're good. I have to say that, right? Because I don't want someone from HR, be like, "Oh, we finally checked out your YouTube channel and you were saying some stuff," but that's the other thing too, right? And if you look at any of my videos from this channel or Instagram, no one knows what I look like. I don't put my real name on anything. So, even if I was to say a different opinion on it, it's going to be hard to figure it out. But anyway, um, yeah. And again, no complaints here. These are all for the personal collection. So they're staying with me. All right. Card number 4. Only one left after this. I do appreciate everyone coming through. Might as well do the shameless plug while we're at it. If you guys enjoy this kind of content, make sure you hit that like button and consider subscribing if you haven't already. We do all kinds of stuff from graded card previews and recaps. We do openings from Pokemon on English, Japanese, and Chinese sets. We open a lot of Final Fantasy TCG as well. A 10 in any of these would be insane. I would be shocked if any of these were a 9, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, just for how old these are. And again, when I got them, I kept them in best condition I could. And obviously, I have so much control at that point. But I know how we handle them at work, and we take very good care of every single card, whether it's a 2-cent card or a $2,000 card. So, all right, let's flip this over in 3, 2, 1. Oh, all right, another 7. So we got a pair of 7s for the red Raichu from Bandai. Again, this is the red series from the vending machines. Red and green. I actually saw someone that had the physical vending machine for sale. I think that'd be kind of neat just to have, even though I have nowhere to put that kind of thing. Maybe when I get my own place again, a little more breathing room, I'll look into stuff like that. But that would be cool to have the original vending machine. One more to go. So before I show off the last one, I'll give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek. And I kind of showed them off towards the beginning of this year. If you want to go look at some of the streams back in like January timeframe. Um, But let me just show you the list and how we're looking so far. So again, this is my 2026 lineup. Yes, there's a whole bunch on here. I'm actually adding like 3 or 4 more to this. So you can see what we've got through so far. Submission 59 is still at CGC. It hasn't come back yet. But again, we're alternating, right? Then another Raichu, more Final Fantasy, another Raichu. Southern Islands is going to be huge. I'm doing all 36. So that's 18 from English, 18 from Japanese. The Japanese cards were freshly opened. I literally opened them from the original packaging, put them in sleeves. Dragonite, Raichu, mix in some Charizard, even though I'm not a big fan of Charizard. There's some good ones there. Some Yu-Gi-Oh! Um, got more Dragonite, got some full art Pokemon coming. So again, mix up the miscellaneous ones are always nice too. So yeah. Um yeah, I mean, to be honest, Fever, it's only gonna go so high. Like, yeah, it's booming right now and it's awesome. And it's one of those things where like it's a great time to be a collector no matter what you collect. It is kind of tough in some aspects as well. Um, but yeah, it's only gonna, I mean, like everything else, right? If you look at any other stocks or anything like that, um, yeah, it is kind of crazy. And like when I got back into collecting in 2020, like before COVID, um, it was still, it was popular, but nowhere near as popular as it is now. Like I feel like the end of the Sun and Moon era, right? You had Hidden Fates, and then going right into Crimson, or no, no, Cosmic Eclipse. Sorry, and then from there it was just heat the entire time. Obviously, Sword and Shield had some dip sets. Obviously, same thing with Scarlet Violet. I'm not a big fan of the current sub generation, if you will, with the Mega Evolutions. What's going on, Mason? How we doing? Um, but yeah, again, it's one of those things where the market's only going to go so high before it crashes. So, all right. Last but not least, we're finally at the fifth and final card. This was CGC submission number 58. Again, so many more to go. I think by the end of this year, I'll be over 80. Now looking at that list, yeah, I'll definitely be over 80 in total submissions. So here we go. We're going to show off the back just so you get an idea of what it is. Now, the real question is it red or is it green? Obviously, there's 2 variants, as you saw here, but let's wipe this card off. I'm going to put it in the sleeve already, and then we're going to flip it over. And again, worst comes to worst, hey, these are all for the personal collection. I'm not selling stuff anymore, so I'll gladly take whatever I can get. And I'm just glad that all these are protected now. It's gonna sit in a box in an air conditioned space for the rest of its life. And yeah, these might even outlive me. You never know. All right, here we go. Put this here. All right, clear all this off, and let's flip it over. Three, two, one. Oh, wow. Okay, a four. Oh, you know what? Okay, it's so funny. You know, you're. I knew these cards weren't perfect by any means, right? But I immediately see why, and it's something I didn't catch before. And looking at it like this, nope, no. So if it was just a print line, it would still probably be in around a 9. I can see exactly what it is, um, and I'm going to try and get as close as I can. So right in this area here, kind of see it, maybe, maybe not. I'm trying to get good lighting on it. There it is. Look at that crease right there in that bottom corner. So with a crease that size, that is a significant hit. Everything else in this card could be absolutely perfect, but if there's a crease like that, even though there's no real bend to the corner, creases, those are the heavy hitters. Um, but yeah, looking at it this angle here, yeah, it's just that crease corner, which I don't know how I didn't see that before. A lot more obvious on the back, way more obvious. I must have just been excited to have the card, and I was like, cool. And again, the card itself wasn't crazy expensive. To grade it wasn't expensive, even with my discount. So yeah, I'm not going to complain about that. And I would like to say there's probably not too many fours out there. So this might be another pop one, which you guys saw when I showed off my other pop ones. Um, oh, nice. Yeah, the serial cutouts. I remember when they used to do that. Obviously, not from that time frame. I'm not that old, but I remember when they used to do stuff like that, or you get the little, sleeves card in a box. Um, so Wabbit, supposedly there is, and you see a lot of people on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube that have fixes to, fixing creases and fixing bent corners or polishing cards. Let's just put it this way, without revealing our secrets, right? I'll just say it this way: it's very obvious, right? Especially with hollows, if you polish them or you get out dings and dents like that, we can tell. So exactly, and Fever said perfectly. We consider it altered. Even if you clean the card and you restore it, it's still altered. So I would rather just leave it in this state here. I'm perfectly fine with that. It's something that I'll have that's unique, and I have a story behind it now. We got this card from 1996, a 30-year-old card with a bent corner on it. But hey, you know what? It's still absolutely beautiful, so I'll take it. But look at this. All these beautiful Raichus in. Plus, you guys saw the all the mega evolution, mega action rares that we got in. But that's gonna do it for today's stream. Again, keeping it short, didn't have much to go through today. Streaming again on Friday, again Eastern, or I'm sorry, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come check us out. Fridays are usually our Final Fantasy Friday streams. Um, I'm gonna try and get some stuff for Sunday, guys. It's just tough trying to get new stuff in. Um, maybe you know what? I just looked over my side. I do have a plan for Sunday. So keep an eye on the community tab here on YouTube and in the Discord. I'm going to make an announcement this week for what the stream for Sunday is going to be. You do not want to miss that. Trust me when I say that. You do not want to miss Sunday's stream. So keep an eye out. Again, check the community post. I'm going to drop something either later today or early tomorrow. And then check Discord as well. But yeah, shout outs. Let's go through the list real quick. Red Fever, thanks for coming by. Appreciate you. Nice little chit chat with you. Wabbit, it's a pleasure always having you. Thank you. Mason, thanks for coming by. I don't think I've seen you here too often, but I appreciate you coming through. Always nice to see some unfamiliar faces here. Who else came through? Hilario, it's a pleasure. Thanks for coming by, and of course, good old iced tea mix. Um, Hopefully all is well with you, man. It's been a little bit since we chatted. So hit me up on Discord. I'll be on, throughout the rest of the day. I'm gonna pop out for dinner. Obviously, it's Mother's Day. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today's stream. Again, kept it somewhat short, but there's a lot of amazing cards here. And always looking forward to my next CGC submission. But that's gonna do it for today, guys. I'm WakoBako. Take it easy and happy Mother's Day.